Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever video from Monkey Does Magic. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Ruinous Powers Warhammer Universes Beyond deck. It is an Astartes deck, which I don't remember. I think it's Chaos Space Marines, which is a really cool faction, 40k by itself. I won this on a $10 bid from Matt Deuce on Whatnot. He's a very, very good streamer, very chill, and if you were to check him out over there, you would not be disappointed. Alright, so I say we just crack this bad boy open and see what's in there. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Choose your army and overcome both friend and foe as Warhammer 40k comes to the definitive multiplayer Magic format. Call upon the heroes, the powers of chaos, and build a terrifying army of heretic Astartes to rain random destruction upon the battlefield. Alright, let's get this thing open. Yeah. There we go. Two little counter things. Those little cardboard cutouts. Oh, please don't tell me I opened the wrong side. Well, here goes nothing. Acquired all my strength. This is a preview of the commander, Abaddon the Despoiler. It's a blue, black, red commander, which is something I have played in the past. It is a trample, and it has Mark of the Chaos Ascendant, which is a 40k exclusive, what am I trying to say? An exclusive Warhammer keyword, so I don't really know what it does, but we're gonna read right now. During my turn, spells you cast from your hand with mana value X or less have Cascade, where X is the total amount of life your opponents have lost this turn. I don't remember what Cascade does. Well, there's these. That fell out really fast. Freaked me out. Me personally, my favorite part about getting these is the deck box. All you gotta do is fold it like that, and it has some art on it. It's very cool. Paper ones don't travel all that well, but other than that, it's pretty cool. I get a Warhammer spin down life dial, life counter, with Abaddon on it, and I get my second favorite part of these being the poster. Bellacore. Then here's Abaddon the Despoiler. It's kind of like a little poster if you want to hang up a poster in your room. Alright, let's get into the deck. I see the thick commander. That's the deck. We're gonna look through these tokens first. Abaddon the Despoiler. It's a thick version of the commander for display purposes, which is pretty cool. A Plague Bearer of Nurgle. You're a really hideous little dude, ain't you? He's a 1/3, kind of like a little goblin dude. A lot of them. A spawn. Huh. These are usually double-sided, so yes, a blue horror, an Astartes warrior. Are the I wonder if the Astartes warriors are what am I trying to say here? Are Nurgle? If they have the curse of Nurgle on their side, or I guess it's not really on their side, but here we go. Here's Abaddon the Despoiler. I already kind of read what he does, but I believe Cascade is when something has a graveyard effect. You can cascade from the graveyard, bring stuff back from the graveyard. Ooh, Bellacore. Oh, look at that on the camera. That looks beautiful. It has flying. It's another blue, black, red commander. It's the alternate. If you don't feel like using Abaddon the Despoiler, you can use Bellacore. He costs 1 more in mana, but he looks pretty cool. He has 2 Warhammer exclusive keywords. He has flying. He's a 6/5. Oh, and also Abaddon the Despoiler is a 5/5. Prince of Chaos. When Bellacore, the Dark Master, enters the battlefield, you draw X cards and lose X life, where X is the number of demons you control. That's pretty good. Lord of Torment. Whenever another demon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. That's incredible. Heralds of Chiznik. Oh, here we go. We can find out what Cascade does. It's a 5-cost flying 3/3 that is Cascade. When you cast the spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. Put the exiled cards on the bottom of your library in any random order. That is not all that bad. We're going to put these 2 up on display. I wish I would have gotten a thick Bellacore as well, because he's really cool. If I do end up running this deck, it will be with Bellacore, because the first card on the thing is a demon, and Bellacore runs on demons. So that's what's going to happen. Oh, I gotta fix my thing. There we go. All right. Nurgle's Rot, an enchantment aura that costs 1 black. Where are we gonna see? Enchant creature an opponent controls. When an enchanted creature dies, return Nurgle's Rot to its owner's hand. You create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plague Bearer of Nurgle. It's another demon. Huh. That's really cool. That's pretty good. Blood Crusher of Corn. It's a corn, huh? Bro really likes his corn on the gob. It's a 3/3 colorless, 1 red. That's trample and devastating charge. Other creatures you control have trample. Whew, I might have to buy another copy of that, because that's really good. Chaos Terminator Lord has Lord of Chaos. Oh. Didn't one of these also have Lord of Chaos? Lord of Torment. Yes. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. 3 cost. Herald of Slaanesh. It's Locus of Slaanesh. Demon spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Dang, that is incredible. That's really good. Other demons you control have haste. So this is a demon deck per se, but it has the Chaos Space Marine front with Abaddon the Despoiler on it. I think Bellacore would have been a lot better face commander, seeing how many demons are in here. Just taking a little run through, I'm seeing a few like other demons. Maybe I'm not. I saw like 3. Oh, yep. Yeah, so just taking a quick look through, there's a lot of demons. And I mean like a lot of them. So, this is pretty good. I also saw some really cool looking artifacts that you're gonna like to see. Just keep watching. The Noise Marine. Does he have a guitar? Yeah, let me focus this camera up here. Okay, well, he has a guitar. It's a 5-cost 3/2 with Cascade. When he enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn to any target. That's pretty good. It's kind of like a storm. It's kind of like a storm mechanic, but not really. Seeker of Slaanesh. Ooh, another Slaanesh, huh? The Allure of Slaanesh. Each opponent must attack with at least 1 creature each combat if able. It's kind of like a fake goad. It's kind of goading someone, but not really. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control from anywhere other than your hand, or you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. It's a little underwhelming because a lot of the time you're not casting lands from your graveyard or, you know, but the creature part. Let me see here. Oh, a spell anywhere else. That's pretty good because a lot of the demons will have from the graveyard casts. So, Bile Blight. It is a 2 black. Target creature and all of the creatures with the same name as that creature get -3/-3 until end of turn. Yeah, see, that's not good in a commander format. That's pretty good in say Modern because Modern has the 4 rule. You can have 4 of each card, but Commander you can only have 1 of each. So, you know, it's kind of like, unless you're running a token deck, being like Krenko Mob Boss or Squirrels, that are all usually 1/1s, never get above 3/3. That's pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty situational, so I wouldn't trust it all the time. I can't say that. Ruinous Blast. It is a Rakdos, 3 colorless Rakdos with Cascade, and it deals 4 damage to target creature for 5 mana with Cascade. That's not bad. Oh, here we go. The Assault Suit. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has haste, can't attack you or planeswalkers you control, and can't be sacrificed. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of equipped creature until end of turn. If you do, untap it. That's pretty cool, though. That guy has tusks. That's a Chaos Space Marine if I've ever seen one. Yes, here we go. Look at that Soul Ring. That is one cool-looking Soul Ring. Very nice. Talisman of Creativity. It's just a 2-cost artifact that adds 1 colorless, or if you take 1 damage, it'll add a blue or red. And is it? Oh, shoot. I almost hit my stand. In fact, I did hit my stand. Talisman of Dominance. It's the same thing as the Talisman of Creativity, but instead of the Izzet colors being blue and red, it does the same thing except blue or black. So, you know, it's pretty good. Just not the greatest thing you could ever see in Magic. You know, it's pretty average. Pretty average. Talisman of Indulgence. It's the same thing, but with black and red. Worn Power Stone. It's a little bit of a worse Soul Ring. Soul Ring is a 1-cost artifact that taps for 2 colorless. This enters the battlefield tapped, costs 3 mana, and it adds 2. But you know, it's still a good mana rock no matter what. Baron Moor. It enters tapped. You can tap it to add a black, and get a cycling for 1 black, where you discard the card and you draw another one. Hold on, my focus is being out of whack here. There we go. Sorry, I should get a. See, this all looks great. It all looks good. It's kind of hard with the cards. So do forgive me. My bedroom light is also not on. I'll check that out. All right, we're back, and that does make it a little better. Yeah, you can cycle it for 1 black, and you pay a black, discard the card, and then you draw a card. So, you know, it's a pretty good cycle land. That's actually an incredible cycle land. Crumbling Necropolis. It enters the battlefield tapped, and it can add either a blue, black, or red. It's another real good land that everyone likes to get on their first hand so they can play it immediately. Molten Slag Heap is the next land. It's a... oh, whoa, that's pretty cool. You can tap to add a colorless. You can put a storage counter on it for 1 mana and tapping it. Then you can pay 1 to remove X storage counters from Molten Slag Heap. And add X mana in any combination of black and or red. That's pretty cool. Temple of the False God. Tap to add 2 colorless, but you can only activate it if you have 5 or more lands. So it's another situational land that's usually out on the precons. That's my first thing that's out on the precons. Brainstorm. 1 blue to draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Ooh, Dark Ritual. Oh, that's awesome. I love Dark Ritual. 1 black mana to add 3 black mana? That's pretty nuts. I did not know that was in this deck, and hell, I might dismantle this thing now, because Dark Ritual, I have a deck that would very much benefit from a Dark Ritual. Deny Reality. 3 cost, 3 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black with Cascade. And you return target permanent to its owner's hand. You know, this deck I'm kind of noticing doesn't really have the greatest mana value on it. They're really expensive. Look at that Commander Sphere. That is a nice looking Commander Sphere. Commander Sphere is a 3 cost artifact that taps to add any... Well, it adds 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Then you can also sacrifice it to draw a card if you're really in a pinch. Here's one of my I don't really like this artifact all that much. It's a Wayfarer's Bauble. It's a 1 cost, like Soul Ring. But you sacrifice it to search your library for a basic land. Then you put it onto the battlefield tapped and you shuffle. It's not bad, it's just not my favorite. Whoa. Look at that command tower. Let me see if I can focus it up here. There we are. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. It's a land that taps to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Pretty chill song just came on. That's pretty nice. Dismal Blackwater. It enters the battlefield tapped, and when it enters, you gain 1 life. You can also add a blue or black. Also, apologies for my camera quality being so terrible. Did not realize it was like that. The Great Unclean One. Mortarion. Oh, yeah. Poxwalkers. I don't think we'll get through all of this, but we'll take a look and see. We'll take a look at the rest, see if there's anything really worthwhile. I'll go through the rares here. Oh, maybe I won't. There's a lot of rares. Path of Ancestry is another really good one. Yeah, see, now we're on lands. I'll go back and we'll take a look at all the rest, but I think all this stuff is just lands. Let's just take one final look around here. None of these lands are truthfully really important. They all do good stuff. They're just, you know, they're not the best. Okay, lands are the best card in Magic, but they're not interesting, I guess. Lord of Change, a 7-cost demon that's a 6/6 with flying and ward 3. Whew, that's pretty good. When Lord of Change enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Not bad at all. Blight Grenade, destroy target creature, and all creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn. For a 5-cost black sorcery, that's actually really good. The Great Unclean One. I don't know if you can see that all too well. Let's zoom in. Look at that thing. That thing's hideous. Oh, whoops. Hey, there's my finger. For 5 mana, you get a 4/5. Reverberating Summons. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 2 life. Then for each opponent who has less life than you, create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plague Bearer of Nurgle. Mandate of Abaddon. Just choose target creature you control. Oh, destroy all creatures with power less than that creature's power. Oh my gosh. That's a 4-cost black sorcery. That is incredible. Mortarion. I was actually watching a streamer on TikTok build this guy. It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Mortarion is really cool looking. It's a 6-cost 5/6 legendary creature, so this can be a commander. It's flying. Primarch of the Death Guard. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, create X 2/2 black Astartes warrior creature token with menace. X can't be greater than the amount of life you lost this turn. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's a little, like, situational, as I've said with a few cards in this deck, but it's still really good. Nurgle's Conscription. It's a 4-cost black instant. Put target creature card from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control. Then exile that player's graveyard. That's pretty good. It's a graveyard hate. Love it. Love to see it. Plague Drone. 4-cost flying demon that has Rotfly, and if an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. Oh my gosh. Now we're getting into, like, the crazy stuff. Well, I guess, I don't know if it's all crazy, but those two are pretty good. It's a 3-cost, 3/1 Death Touch zombie with Curse of the Walking Pox. This is the Pox Walker. Look at them. They're freaky looking. Freaky looking. Hold on. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna see what I can do about this quality. Alright. It seems to not be as bad, so. Sloppity Biopiper. That is a great art. It has Jolly Gut Pipes. Tap 2 to sacrifice a creature. The next creature you cast this turn has Cascade. It's a 4-cost demon guy. Tallyman of Nurgle. It has Lifelink, the 7-fold chant. It's a 3-cost 2/3. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you draw a card, and you lose 1 life. If 7 or more creatures died this turn, you instead draw 7 cards and lose 7 life. Whew, man. Venom Crawler. It's a 4-cost lifelink that's a 2/2. Whenever another creature dies, put a 1/1 counter on Venom Crawler. That's some heat right there. Aspiring Champion. It's a 4-cost 3/3 with Menace. Ruinous Ascension. When Aspiring Champion deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library. Until you reveal a creature card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest into your library. If that creature is a demon, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. We had a card like that a lot earlier. And it was, it would do the same thing. All demons did that, but that would mean it does it twice, but only that one demon. So, you know, like, that's good, it's good. Bloodthirster. It is a flying trample 6-cost 6/6 that whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you untap it. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. That's some heat right there. It can't attack a player. It has already attacked this turn. So it's kind of like a, what am I thinking of? Port Razor from the Lost Caverns set. Dark Apostle. It's a 4-cost 3/3 with Gift of Chaos, which is you pay 3 and tap. The next non-creature spell you cast this turn has Cascade. Keeper of Secrets. First Strike Haste. It's a 6-cost 6/4 that has Symphony of Pain. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to target opponent. Karn the Betrayer. I like Karn. He's pretty cool. He's an Astartes Berserker. It's a 5/1 4-cost that has Berserker. It has 3 keywords. Oh my gosh. Alright. Karn the Betrayer attacks or blocks each combat if able. When you lose control of Karn the Betrayer, draw 2 cards. And it also has the Betrayer. If damage would be dealt to Karn the Betrayer, prevent that damage, and an opponent of your choice gains control of it. What? What? Night Rampager. Trample, Frenzied Rampage. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random. A Night Rampager attacks that player this combat if able. When it dies, it deals 4 damage to target opponent chosen at random. Let the Galaxy burn. Wow, not trying to cover up anything at all. It's an X5 cost. Well, it's an X6 cost. X is where you can just pay any amount of mana. And then the additional cost being 6, which is pretty expensive. It has Cascade. And it deals X plus 2 damage to each creature that didn't enter the battlefield this turn. Pretty situational. If you were to upgrade this and get some like stuff that would make it so that would cost less, it's a really good card. But otherwise, it's pretty expensive for what it does. This next card is an 11. It costs 11 mana. I haven't looked at it, but we're just going to see here. Blood for the Blood God. Oh, those are all Space Marines. I love those guys. It is an 8. It's an 8 random color. 2 black, 1 red. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Okay, that's not bad. Discard your hand, then draw 8 cards. Blood for the Blood God deals 8 damage to each opponent. Exile Blood for the Blood God. Dang. Trample. Oh, whoops. Not Trample. This card is not called Trample. It's the Chaos Defiler. It is a 3 cost, black and red. With Trample, it's a Demon Construct artifact creature that's a 5/4. When it enters the battlefield or dies, for each opponent, choose a non-land permanent that player controls. Destroy one of them, chosen at random. Chaos Mutation. Exile any number of target creatures controlled by different players. For each creature exiled this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. Puts that card on the battlefield, then puts the rest on the bottom of their library in any order. Wow. Jeez. Drac Nien. It's like some French or something. I didn't know they'd have French in the 40k. It's a 4 cost, black and red. It's an equipment. It's pretty cool. Echo of the First Murder. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature. And it's a demon sword. The equipped creature has menace and gets +X+0, where X is the exiled card's power. Ooh. Exile something big like a huge Eldrazi, they get huge, and it's only a 2 equip cost. That's pretty good. Oh, it's black and red, though. I can't put it in my random bullshit deck because that is a green-red. Exalted Flamer of Tesnik. It is a 2 cost. Is it being IZZET? Blue and red. That has Sorceress Inspiration. At the beginning of your upkeep, return an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard to your hand. Fire of Tesnich. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Exalted Flamer of Tesnich deals 1 damage to any opponent. To each opponent. Hellbrute. Wow, that is a cool looking thing. I actually have a Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought that's kind of messed up because I didn't put them together all that well, but hey, who am I to say? It has haste. It's a 5/4, 5 cost. It has haste, and it's also Sarcophagus. You may cast Hellbrute from your graveyard by exiling another creature card from your graveyard in addition to paying its other mana costs. The Horus Heresy. It is a 3 mana with a blue, red, and black. Oh, jeez, I gotta read the sagas now. Level 1. For each opponent, gain control of up to 1 target non-legendary creature that opponent controls, for as long as the Horus Heresy remains on the battlefield. Draw a card for each creature you control, but don't own. That's level 2. And then, starting with you, this is level 3. Each player chooses a creature. Destroy each creature chosen this way. Kill, maim, burn. It's a modal spell. Hey, it's a 3 with a black and a red. 5 cost. Choose one or more. Destroy target artifact. Destroy target creature. Kill, maim, burn. Deals 3 damage to target player. I don't know why you wouldn't just choose all 3. Lucius the Eternal. It's a 5 cost that has haste. Armor of Shrieking Souls. When it dies, exile it and choose target creature an opponent controls. When that creature leaves the battlefield, return Lucius the Eternal from exile to the battlefield under its owner's control. Whew, 30 minutes. Oh man, I didn't think it would go on this long. We still got all these. Magnus the Red. It's a 5 cost with flying, with unearthly power and Blade of Magnus. Unearthly power. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature token you control. Not bad. Whenever Magnus the Red deals combat damage to a player, create a 3/3 spawn creature token. Mutalith, Vortex Beast. It's a 6 cost, 6/6. That has trample too. Whew. Man, plow through a bunch of goblins. And squirrels. Plow through a bunch of stuff. It has trample. I already said that twice now. I was going to say Warp Vortex. When it enters the battlefield, flip a coin for each opponent you have. For each flip you win, draw a card. For each flip you lose, it deals 3 damage to that player. So it's just a win-win for you, no matter if you're winning or losing that coin flip. I'm looking at this next card, and it's called Pink Horror. What in the world are those things? It's a 5 cost 4/4 that has Coruscating Flames. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 2 damage to any target. It has Split, and when it dies, create 2/2 blue and red demon horror creature tokens named Blue Horror. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature deals 1 damage to any target. The Ruinous Powers. It's a 4 cost. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose an opponent at random. Exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may play that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. When you cast a spell this way, its owner loses life equal to the mana value. Oh my gosh. That's really good. That's pretty good. Angor Shaman. It is a 4 cost Izzet card, flying with Sorceress Elixir. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, copy the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn. When you cast it, you may choose new targets for the copy. Past in Flames, a 4 cost red spell. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. Not bad at all. Okay, so for 8 mana, you destroy all creatures. This is Decree of Pain. They can't be regenerated. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. It also has cycling 5. And when you cycle it, all creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn, which could just be a lesser board wipe. Blasphemous Act is a 9 cost. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. And it deals 13 damage to each creature, which is really good. Chaos Warp, a 3 cost that makes it so the owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. Reverberate. It's a 2 cost red. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Now that is a May ability. You don't have to. Warstorm Surge. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. I didn't know if I said this, but it costs 6 mana. Chromatic Lantern. 3 cost artifact that makes it so lands you control have tap to add 1 mana of any color. And it also taps to add 1 mana of any color. Alright, that's the whole deck. That was the whole deck. We kind of skipped over the lands. I know I said lands aren't interesting, but that's because, they were just basics. There were some non-basic lands, but Other than that, they weren't very interesting at all. But anyway, yes, that is the Abaddon the Despoiler. This deck was called the Ruinous Powers. The two face commanders, the ones you could switch out, are Be'lakor the Dark Master and Abaddon the Despoiler. There's a lot of Cascade in this deck, but I think Be'lakor is your best option because of the amount of demons. And it's just such a demon-heavy deck anyway that Be'lakor is the commander I will be running with if I ever play this deck. I'm going to have to test it out, and maybe I'll make a commander gameplay video. You never know. Alright, well, thank you for watching if you got to this point. I appreciate it. No need to like and subscribe. All I care about is that you have a good time watching this. And leave any suggestions for what you want to see. Commander games, or a booster box opening, which I'm going to be doing with Bloomburrow. I'm going to get a Bloomburrow booster box, or hey, maybe even a collector booster box. You never know. Alright, have a good one. See ya.